starts with them sliding.
Welcome to the DemureCast episode 4.
Whoa! Today we have
1980.
Van Halen, 1984. Ooh.
Look who we have back with us.
XXXIV.
He's the back.
Wave, Jesus.
Everybody says hi to Josh. Hi to Josh.
Do you want to close the door real quick?
No.
Oh.
Please. I kind of feel blessed by the light.
Yes.
So yeah, today we are listening to Van Halen in 1984. Quite a iconic album of theirs.
Let us begin.
Ooh, so today is 80s Day. And this starts with...
Let's cover this so we're not over the top. This starts with 1984. The title track of the album is actually a 1-minute song of synth. Basically, I guess they're trying to promote the fact that this album is way more synthy than any other Van Halen.
Yeah, because the album before this would have been... I don't know actually.
The album before this is Women and Children First?
Yeah, it might have been, or Dive It Down, I don't know.
I think Dive It Down came before.
It's Google time.
But yeah, I didn't realise there were 5 albums before this came out. It's a lot of albums.
Well, you
got
got stuff like Fair Warning, I think, like people didn't know that very well, so it kind of gets...
Yeah.
That's the third album, but I don't think it's known very well, especially if you compare it to the first and second album.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. And I'm a guitar player, and I don't really know those 2 albums, apart from Fair Warning for myself.
Yeah.
I obviously know Van Halen 1, Van Halen 2 a lot less, and
Dance
this one...
the Night Away from Van Halen 2, I love that
Yes.
Before 1984, there was an album called Dive It Down.
Ah, it was Dive It Down.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so I got the order completely wrong. So Women and Children First is 3.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the
Shame on you.
Oh, so Fair Warning.
Shame on your cow.
Apparently so. Misinformation. But now we're in Jump.
Yes, there was one of the most famous Van Halen songs, I would say.
Yeah. And the poppiest
poppiest Van Halen song, which, funny enough, is the song for which I discovered Van Halen.
Really?
Yes.
Ah.
I used to think
Tell
it
us
was
about that experience.
easy. I don't know. It was kind of like my brother just comes home and be like, "You need to listen to this." Just plays Jump. I was like, "This sounds a little bit cheesy." Then the solo started. I was like, "This doesn't sound cheesy anymore."
I swear there's a there's a live version of it where like the keyboard is like out of tune. It sounds really bad.
How do you have a keyboard out of
Yeah.
tune?
Yeah,
Like a transpose -1 or something.
Yeah,
maybe Eddie was playing an E flat and they accidentally played like a
The keyboard in tune.
Yeah.
So, be kind to the rest of the words. Don't play any flat.
Yeah. E flat's not bad.
It's bad. You have to tune your whole guitar as soon as you want to do one color.
Well, there is that. So, what is your first experience with Van Halen, Josh?
My first experience of Van Halen, it's hard to say because my dad was massively into them back in the 80s, so like I probably heard a lot of Van Halen as I was growing up, but
yeah,
I think the first proper memory really, because my dad used to do like auto trading, so like buying and selling cars. I'd go on road trips with him, and he would play like the best of both worlds, it's like a 20-track greatest hits with like David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar songs. And so that's what I remember mostly with the red classic Van Halen guitar on the album cover.
Hagar or Roth?
For me personally,
there's always the question you have to ask in that.
I know more Roth, and I like more songs with Roth in it. Sammy Hagar is technically the better singer.
Yeah.
Coming from a singer, I will take your word.
Yeah, and if you're talking in technicalities, yeah, Sammy Hagar is, but Roth's he's got that attitude. Even when he's like on Jimmy Kimmel, like
solo time.
Not too long ago, and he's like an old man, like he doesn't sound as good as he used to, but like he's still got that classic David Lee Roth attitude.
That's true, yeah. And like, was that the one where he hits himself in the face with the mic?
I think so.
Yeah, and he's like bleeding halfway through.
To be fair, I've got the David Lee Roth band vinyl as well.
Ah, is it any good?
I don't know. Probably not. I haven't listened to it.
You have Steve Van guitar. That's pretty good.
Wait, that was David Lee Roth's band?
Yeah.
Was it?
He actually started after Zappa to play in David Lee Roth band.
Oh.
After Jason Baker got
that's true.
SLA. I don't know what the acronym is in English, but unfortunately,
left.
Amazing guitarist. No, he has the same syndrome that Stephen Hawking has, and currently,
ALS.
currently he's the oldest man alive with that kind of syndrome.
Wow.
Well, yeah, after Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, he was given like a couple of years of life at like 21. Now he's 50 something, I think.
Oh yes, you've said that. Now it rings.
He still he still composes a lot of music, doesn't he?
Yeah, he composes with his eye, which is mental.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and to be fair, like in this period, there's Herman Lee from Dragon Force is doing a series of like streams on Twitch about Jason Baker with having like a lot of guests and stuff, which is great. Go check that out.
That is cool. To be fair, I think it's important to like keep going. I like the fact, like especially musicians when they have like musicians, but anybody when they have like illnesses or things that get in the way, like things that happen in their life as well. Just being able to create still, like I think it's very meaningful.
Yeah.
It shows how passionate they are about it to overcome those sorts of things.
Well, was it Beethoven that went deaf and then?
Beethoven was deaf.
And
Yeah,
carried
he
on
was,
composing.
yeah.
So it proves
But
that-
he was just so good. He was like, well, you know,
Yeah.
I'm deaf. I'm just gonna write it down what I hear in my head and composing like the Ninth Symphony.
Now we have the best song on the album, undisputed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's up there.
I mean, I think like having your ability to, you know, do that creative thing that you like the most, you know, taken away from you, you know, must be very difficult. But I
Yeah,
suppose if you find a way to overcome it,
I would say that on a side it's
More
really
power to
hard. On the other side, like, is the reason that can keep you willing to live.
you know,
If that makes sense, because like, if you find yourself on a wheelchair, like, you're not able to move anything that is not your eyes, like, I mean, it's not easy. It's probably one of the hardest things a person can face in their life.
Yeah.
So if you have something that keeps you going, and music is amazing.
I feel
It's
quite
music.
lucky, I guess. If I lost my voice, I'd just play guitar.
Yeah, if
think
I wasn't
so.
able to play guitar, I would probably play guitar with my foot. So. Or just drums.
Just leave for 1,000 years if I can't play guitar.
Well, another person that overcame it was, you know, the drummer from Def Leppard.
Yes,
His arm,
yeah,
and, you know,
yeah.
he carried on
Yeah.
drumming.
First have to pay respect.
I believe that was when like a car flipped. He got the car roof window was
Was it?
open, and he got his arm when it as it rolled over, his arm was taken off.
Oh.
I think that's what.
Kinda
happened.
illogical,
I
but
think
kinda
that's what happened. Yeah.
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 I mean-
you can imagine it in some like Marvel movie or something.
Yeah, like he becomes a super. Like he becomes the drummer person. To be fair, yeah. I mean, we also like Tony Iommi when he lost his fingertips, working in the factory.
On the very last
And
day.
then
Well, very last
and
day.
then welded them back on.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think and had the new ones made, and like he's got like fake
Yeah.
fingertips now. It's really weird to look because they actually look like normal fingertips.
Yeah.
Like they just like they just made on. But if he can play, he can play.
Does he have different fingertips for different songs?
I think he
Probably.
I think he
Yes, he
does
does.
actually. Like I think he has like some metal ones still for the old Sabbath tunes.
Yeah.
Like
Imagine having the fingertips for drop D, the fingertips for standard,
yeah.
the one
Yeah,
for
like-
shred. Can you have like carbon fiber fingertips for which you can shred faster?
Who knows?
That would be quite cool.
Yeah, the speed fingertips.
Speed!
Yeah, the one's covered in lube.
Yeah. I mean,
He had speed and then the fingertips, yeah.
Yeah. We're in the low down bit. It's such a cool tune. Like this is the bit with the Eddie's Lamborghini in it.
Yeah?
Yeah, basically.
Eddie's on a Lamborghini.
Yeah, you can hear it. Vroom. That's actually, they drove his Lamborghini up to the back of the studio and they just brought up my camera and were just like, let's fucking record your Lamborghini. And they were just like, you know, because they're stupidly rich and 80s glam, you know, like that sort of thing that you can do. But it's still kind of
but
funny.
today, if you want a vroom, you can just produce loads of stock noises. You
Yeah.
can find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go to like a YouTuber now, they're the rock stars of this generation, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Remember, press F to pay respect to the laughs that you hear in every sitcom because all of the people that recorded that are dead now.
Not every sitcom. Not every sitcom. Some sitcoms still.
95% of the sitcoms?
Yeah, I think like a lot of episodes they record them either in batches or they do them in like every once in a while they'll have a live audience. But they always say if it's recorded in a live studio. If it doesn't,
There's always that one like.
yeah.
It's almost like the you know the classic
Yeah,
scream
the
in-
Wilhelm
yeah
scream.
yeah but for laughs.
Can't do it. It's so hard to imitate.
I don't know what we're talking about, but I was just screaming.
That was more like
Now the classic scream that's like in every Star Wars and action movie when someone falls over.
yeah.
Ah,
Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Stormtroopers have feelings.
To be honest with you, I think my dog can do a better impression of that noise. Okay.
Maybe it's not a case.
Yeah, it could be. We on top
We are
10
on
now,
the
I think.
third
Think so.
track.
Yes.
It's kind of hard to tell while it's
Yes.
spinning around.
I listened to it not that long ago, and I think this is Top Jimmy. I had never heard the song before.
No,
to
I
be
haven't.
honest.
It's the first time I heard it today. It's cool.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
Top Jimmy, yes.
Yeah.
It's not a huge famous one off of the album, I don't think. But do you reckon it's about Hendrix?
I don't know, but it's Jimmy's written with double N and a Y, so maybe not. Or
Well,
maybe
yeah.
the fact
Could
that
be
like, yeah, maybe.
Mm.
Okay, to be fair, Van Halen was a Led Zeppelin fan for a while. You know, like the idea of Eruption in Van Halen 1 like just came from Heartbreaker from Led Zeppelin. That apparently like Van Halen was watching that and be like, oh, that's cool. I kind of want to do that.
Mm.
And then like yeah, started to play tapping. For the record,
Yeah.
he didn't invent.
I think one thing we always say is like the difference in playing between like when Hendrix died in 1970 and eight years later when Van Halen 1 comes out. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, how do you get from that to that?
Weirdly enough, though, I
With a
believe.
phaser probably.
Lots of tapping.
Weirdly enough, I believe that Van Halen wasn't a huge fan of Hendrix. He didn't cite him often as one of his inspirations. In fact, I think there's an interview once when he was like at the height of his fame, you know, full of himself and all shit, saying Hendrix was nothing more than like guitar effects and nothing more than that. He probably regrets saying that because
Yeah.
now I bring that up every time I talk about Van Halen.
I will.
You have like this deep hate for them.
Yeah. I mean, it's fair enough. You can think what you want, but you're wrong in your ass.
The thing is, like, I feel like with Hendrix,
love
like,
your Hendrix Van Halen.
he would have only got better. You know, if you look at like Electric Ladyland, it's like a more evolved and mature version of what he was already doing.
Yeah.
And like then you think a couple of years later, funk came along, and
Yeah.
he definitely inspired that. And
Not more
I
agree.
could see, I could see if he did survive him going into that area with a lot more of
A
his
bit
own
more,
classic.
chops,
Yeah.
like punchy chops.
Yeah, but I think that in a way, like the fact that Hendrix died when he died, it's kind of a milestone. Cause
It is.
Yeah.
probably if he didn't die, we wouldn't think of him in the same way.
No.
He would probably be a lot bigger,
Yeah.
but probably didn't have the same kind of legendary influence of
Mhm.
that he has.
Yeah, just think about how many like the mystery, lots of mysteries in music and rock and roll and such, and how they all kind of have these like mysteries that are unsolved about them. You know, like Robert Johnson or such like that. And the fact that Hendrix died
Yeah,
so
we need the mystery
young,
machine for
I
that.
think one
we
of the
never know what he could have created.
I think one of the saddest cases as well is Jeff Buckley, considering like
Buckley is one.
you know a lot of people when it comes to like drugs or alcohol stuff like that, but Jeff Buckley he literally just went for a swim
Yeah.
and drowned.
I know, I read that the other
Yeah.
day because I thought
Yeah.
it was suicide, and everyone thinks, like, I think
Yeah,
people
no.
have told me it was that, but no, it's not.
No.
And, like, the record company.
And
got
that was
What's
just
the
after
body?
he was getting big.
I was
I don't-
found.
I don't
Did they
know.
find him like a couple of days later?
I'm not sure. I'm not 100%
I think it
Maybe he
was.
just won away.
But that
and started
was,
another life.
that was
I
not
think it-
long
I think
after
it
he
was, yeah.
released Grace.
Yeah.
And that album is it's beautiful. It's
They
very
had
good.
something
Yeah.
like a year of like live shows or something, and then it was just he gone. Yeah, I actually really like that album.
Yeah.
Like, I really like. It's really creative.
Forget her. They couldn't focus on that album.
I like.
It's so makes me so sad.
So real.
I'm gonna pretend I listened to the
Get you.
album Smile and Nod.
You need to
Guys?
listen to
Yeah,
it.
you need to. Yeah,
You need to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really good. I
We'll
really
listen
loved
to
it.
it.
Every time I listen to it, I cry every
Yeah,
time.
maybe we should
It was
get
my
one day.
soundtrack of first year, to be fair, because we literally had a record player and like
Yeah, to be fair,
housemates had it. in first year.
It's first years when I got into it as well.
Yeah, and it's a great tune. Anyway, but of course, Van Halen also passed away recently.
Yes.
Last
Yeah.
year, so
Big sad.
not really. I really love you, Van Halen. No, not that you can hear me, but I do love you, despite the fact that I talk shit. Yeah, it did
You should feel
inspire me.
guilty every second
Yeah,
of your life.
we do a podcast.
But not for this.
We're meant to talk shit.
Exactly. I think this is actually one of my favorite songs on the album. I think
It's called Drop Dead
it
Legs.
is called "Drop Dead Legs," and I love the swagger of it. It's
Yeah, I
like
mean, what I can
headbanging.
hear from the mechanical noise that the pin makes, it's pretty decent.
We need to listen to these before we did it.
Of course, I'm here just to make mess. I'm not here to like bring something to the community.
Someone's been busy with exams.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is exam period, so we're all very tired. I think it's getting to that point in the year as well. A lot of people are feeling that sort of stress.
Yes. We love you. We're with you. We're in the same boat.
We understand everything you're going through.
If we can make it, you can.
Yeah.
Keep on strong.
We're all losers, so you can obviously make it. In case we need. We need somebody to rule this next generation.
Yes.
It ain't gonna be us.
Can I do the emperor?
Yeah. I would be a questionable choice of leadership.
I think we all would.
for this country.
I think there's a lot of people.
Then
like
again,
that.
I think
It's like king, the population needs bread. Give them weed.
Probably something like that. But yeah, I mean, what else is there to talk about? Like Van Halen is Van Halen. Nothing will really stand up to Van Halen.
there's Wolfgang Van Halen.
Wolfgang, yeah.
He actually plays bass in Tremonti.
And in the Van Halen as well.
Does he?
For what I know.
Yeah, he's Tremonti
Ah.
bassist,
Yeah, I forget he is a bass player.
Yeah.
He's
That's so weird.
apparently pretty good.
He is pretty
Yeah,
good.
I've seen him play.
He's quite of a chill guy as well, for what I've read on social media and stuff. Like there was a huge fight between I think Miley Cyrus fan and Van Halen fans at some point because Miley Cyrus claimed that
Oh,
she didn't
yeah.
know Van Halen,
Yeah.
and literally his comments guys chill out,
Well,
listen to both,
Yeah.
don't fight, it's music,
Well,
chill
I
out.
think recently people have been calling Miley Cyrus the queen of rock.
I think
It's
it
like-
may have been Billie Eilish. I don't want to get it
Well,
wrong.
it could be Billie Eilish. I remember there being Taylor Swift. Everyone's saying Taylor Swift was going to be the next Van Halen because she was inspiring people to play guitar, even though she wasn't really playing guitar.
Okay, one thing is playing guitar, the other thing is being a songwriter.
That's
But
very
we
true.
don't bring this.
And she's neither.
She's up.
Well, you get a lot of these country / pop sort of singer songwriters that are sucked up by the music industry and just turned into complete pop.
Whoa, that's
Ooh,
some scratches. on
couple
this
of
one.
scratches.
Oh,
Guys, this second set of the album could potentially be a prog metal.
I feel like that looks like a cat did that.
It does,
It
isn't it?
really looks like a cat did it because they're
a,
very.
a cat doesn't have paws that big,
You should-
and
yeah,
he
yeah,
has
they do.
4 nails.
He does have
That's
four- he does
3.
have
He
4.
kind of more looks like a dog thing.
Maybe Wolverine.
Because as well, you don't have a cat, but you kind of
Or a
have.
dog
Well, we
thing,
used
yeah.
to have cats,
Mm.
so I
A
don't know.
grandma.
Could be.
We'll see what happens.
Well,
Oh yeah,
regardless,
on the subject
get
of
ready.
Wolverine, do you know who's thinking of possibly trying to be the next Wolverine? Carl Urban.
Carl Urban.
You can see, yeah, that would be great.
I think. I mean, as much as I,
I think
love Carl Urban, I don't
Wolverine
think
has
he'd-
one face,
Mm.
and it's Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I mean, as to be fair, I think if Hugh Jackman had never been Wolverine, Carl Urban would be
Yeah,
perfect
but
for it.
obviously when they do the new X-Men eventually, then they're not going to
Yeah,
have to,
yeah.
they're going to need someone. And Carl Urban's not a bad idea.
No, and to be fair, the way he plays Butcher is pretty much Wolverine.
Yeah.
Just like
Butcher in the
less.
voice.
I saw
Cool review.
a shitty Facebook post that was like Danny DeVito as Wolverine.
Yes,
I will watch that,
I
man.
would watch that. Hell yeah.
Because Wolverine in the I know we're digressing, but Wolverine in the comics is meant to be quite short.
Yeah, he's a
big
short,
guy,
he's quite.
He's
like,
short,
feral.
thick, and
evil. Well,
Yes.
he's not really.
yeah,
He's,
he is. And-
in the very beginning he is, yeah. In the very beginning he's normally he's like a villain who attacks the Hulk. That's the very first issue you came.
Yeah,
He
but
was
I mean,
a-
it's-
he was like a Canadian
it's-
secret soldier that attacks
It's
the Hulk.
kind of understandable though. After you live for 150 years,
Teacher.
and they do an experiment on you, replace your skeleton, I think that you must be pretty angry.
Well, yeah, he's also Canadian, which is interesting. Canadians are nice.
So you must be really polite.
Yeah,
So Jim Carrey's Wolverine.
Jim Carrey is Wolverine. I'd watch that.
No, Keanu Reeves is Wolverine. You notice that he doesn't age, and he's breathtaking.
No, that's true.
It's all about my idea is Keanu Reeves is the new Ghost Rider. Come on, he loves motorbikes. The Nick Cage ones aren't great.
Nah,
I know, Hot Teacher, this song's great.
it is.
I covered this
Yeah,
in
we
college.
just skip the whole drum intro.
Yeah, it's fine.
no one cares about.
Drum.
No one cares about Alex.
Well, actually, I think when they first started playing music, Alex played guitar and Eddie played drums,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
were both jealous of each other, so they swapped instruments and it turned out that's what they were good at. I feel like Alex is kind of overlooked a little bit as Van Halen, because obviously everyone thinks of Eddie.
Yeah.
But Alex is actually
Alex is a really
he's
good
a very
drummer.
good drummer. He is a very good drummer.
To be fair as well, what gets overlooked is Eddie's ability to play any other instrument. Like, he's a really good pianist. Like, he's a classically trained pianist. That's where he gets a lot of his ideas. Where a lot of his ideas.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing him in an interview talking and saying that like the first instrument he picked up was piano. And he sort of like forced into it, and that, like he was kind of like didn't like it that much at first. I think, but he was glad.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's kind of what happened, and he was like, he got taught how to play classically.
Yeah.
And like, so a lot of the writing, that kind of neoclassical movement, kind of comes from sort of his ideas as well. And like, kind of like, I know you're not a fan of it.
I hate neoclassical album.
I know, but you hate Ingrid Malmsteen.
I wonder, like,
yeah, but like you can't like Ingrid Malmsteen if you have a brain.
If some of the complex hand movements on piano sort of aided transfer into why he came up with so much tapping.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there is a lot of that, I imagine, movement on a piano.
I would say
he played it like a piano.
I would say a lot of his rhythm as well can come from piano because like contrary of like, a lot of guitarists on the era that like used to play in power chords or like basing themselves on pentatonics, but Halen pretty much based himself on triads.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Which is like the easiest way to play chords on a piano, but it sounds really different when like you play triads on guitar because generally speaking, like not a lot of people do that.
Yeah, that's why none of his writing was really slow. It was like really fast paced because when you play triads, it's like easy to like jump triads and like get really like the harmonies and movements and easier. And also like his soloing was very much focused and centered around chord changes and the changes in like which most good players like have, but his was very focused on that, like in almost in the classical sense.
Which is it's a really good pianist approach as well.
Yeah, so it's definitely something I guess I need to working on chord changes.
I think that's something that like David Gilmour and Mark Knopfler both do really well. Yeah, definitely.
To be fair, a lot of guitar players in like the high level, like especially when you have solos that are really like melodic, they flow really well with the song. They are generally based on the chords that the song is moving. Because as well, even when you sing it, like naturally, unless I think that like you specifically thinking about singing on a scale, you kind of sing based on like what's the music that's playing, or you kind of write the music according to the melody, which is a pretty good approach as well when playing guitar.
Well, because it's important to be aware, you know, especially when you're looking at stuff that is maybe not diatonic, like for instance, like the end of the vocal part in the middle section of our song, Uncomfortable Shell, when there's the chord change, is it to B major or something like that?
B flat major.
B flat major. So diatonically, I believe it should be a minor if it's diatonic.
I think that wasn't meant to be there at all.
Yeah, but basically.
But we just put it there because it made sense with the voices.
But like the place where the vocal goes up, that needs to be on that note, otherwise it's not going to work. The same as a guitar solo. The lucky thing with guitar is if you're doing a bend, at least if you get to the wrong note, you can go ooh.
Yeah, and then act like you played it right.
Yeah, and then it kind of just sounds jazzy. You do that with vocals, you can kind of get away with it sometimes, but sometimes it's really, really obvious.
I mean, I would say it's pretty obvious with guitar as well, but maybe like when you're playing live, between all the people screaming and stuff, like kind of sounds acceptable.
I think so.
They're screaming, "Get off! We don't like you! Fuck off!"
And then you just sit there and be like, "Do you like jazz?"
Now is a good time to promote the fact that our band Demure are planning to play a lot of shows over the summer, and especially a show on the 17th of July.
Ooh, the 17th of July at the Rocksteady in Dalston, London. You can find the ticket store link on our Instagram page, on our Facebook page, and I believe in Twitch as well. Maybe.
I can add them into Twitch. I will do that.
So we had them into Twitch, and we absolutely knew that. We're playing. It's our first gig in London.
Yeah, which is going to be awesome because we've been talking with these guys for a while. So since pretty much like before the first lockdown. So we were expecting to play in November 2020.
Yeah.
And obviously things, digressed as they did. So that's the right word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, but we finally have a gig with them again. It's gonna be on the 17th of July, and these words come from the bottom of my heart. And I absolutely have no bias in saying that. Buy the tickets. Buy the tickets now. Get the tickets through the link on Facebook and Instagram.
Even if you're not gonna go, even if you're not gonna go, please support
Yeah,
us.
just yeah.
Give us your. It's not about money.
Give us your money!
It's
No.
just. It's
This is
just.
a number robbery.
Yeah. We're just eager to get back in play.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we'd appreciate your support. If not, we understand. It's difficult times. for
If no,
everybody.
we know where you live.
We do know where you live. I don't remember the name of the song.
I don't think it's Skip J either.
No, I think it's managing good.
Where are the scratches?
Right there.
Right there.
Oh. Yeah, they don't look very deep.
at my
No.
fingers.
Yeah, I think they're right.
So this is the
This side of it,
7.
apart from Hot for Teacher, this
It's
is Our
called
Way.
I'll Wait.
Yes, this is a quite famous one to be fair, but
I've never heard of it.
no, apart from Hot for Teacher, I don't really know this side so well. I mean, I know Gold Gone
Sounds
Bad a
synthy.
little bit. It is quite synthy, definitely. And House of Pain is a very similar
of
song
Pain is
to
good.
Panama.
What's your favourite Van Halen song?
I think I know yours.
I know like 5 Van Halen songs, so my opinion doesn't really matter.
You need to learn more about Halen, man.
Yeah, man, I'm bad when it comes about listening to music.
Your,
Which is bad, even worse, because I'm a musician.
your favourite.
I think I know.
Oh, yeah, that sure is not the one.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's one chord right now that I kinda like, because I used to play that with my old music school. It's a semi-Hager era
Ooh.
one.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then there's another one-
We're allowed one Hager and one Rock.
I don't really know any Hagar, to be honest. I know
I
a
made
lot
that more
of
difficult for
the-
myself now because there's 2 Hager songs that I really like.
But to be fair, like I have Van Halen vinyl, which is just a single, like a 45 RPM. That I totally don't remember which songs are on them, but and they're from the semi-Hagar era, and I remember that both of them are just great. Just like going to them when I used to have a turntable before it blew up. Just being
I do know a song of Women and Children first.
Yeah, which song?
That's Romeo Delight.
Oh, okay.
I love that
So
song.
let me look at Women and Children first. For me, my favourite Van Halen songs are either the Cradle Will Rock, I know that. Are either probably Push Comes to Shove from
Yeah.
Fair Warning, bom 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 bom.
Your
That's
voice.
great.
yeah.
And then probably either
That Dixieland is screwy.
Love Comes Walking In or Learning to See, which are both Sammy Hagar ones. But yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I'm a big fan of. Yeah, I really like Romeo Delight. I also like Atomic Punk off of the first album.
I'd probably
That's
do
the
that
one with
yeah,
the
yeah.
phaser and like he's just going. It's so cool.
I love that first album because like a lot of it's just like
Mhm.
really fast balls to the wall rock and roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's cool.
I like Ice Cream Van to be fair. Like the one that's just like
yeah, I
starts
like
off
ice cream
like-
as well.
Yeah, me too.
Especially every time that he's on the street and just do and you go out. Actually, for you that don't know that, I've seen like an ice cream truck for the first time in my life like last year. And I actually got an ice cream because
It's such a classic
great.
English, such a classic English thing.
Yeah, I can't believe you never really,
Yeah.
you never really seen it.
They
Well,
actually
my-
not such a thing in Israel. You just go to the ice cream shop and get your code with like your free stuff on
Yeah,
it.
my-
And remember, there are 2 Italies, right? One in which whipped cream is free, and that's the good part. And then you have the north in which you have to pay for whipped cream. Don't go there.
You're gonna make
Don't go there.
everyone in Milan hate us.
my
Yeah,
dog,
but they're already love.
my dogs like ice cream. They always know when the ice cream truck comes down the road. They're always waiting
Yeah.
at the door because like my grandma would always go over with the dogs and they'd give them like the broken cones and hot ice cream.
Yeah, dogs love the
Yes.
cones.
Yeah, they
They like crunch them through. Especially the gotta give the ones without chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, what's your favorite ice cream?
Favorite ice cream? What?
In the last one here.
Jesus. that's
Do you like a
difficult.
Mr. Whippy or do you like like an ice lolly?
Oh, right,
This is
okay,
the face of
okay.
someone that is totally aware of what I'm studying.
I mean,
The one from the ice cream.
actual ice cream is pretty good in my opinion.
Real ice cream is good.
Yeah, like proper scooped ice cream.
Yeah.
That's the best kind. But then there's so many types.
But I mean from an ice cream van.
From an ice cream van, yeah, I'm probably gonna get like a like a double 99 with a fudge and a flake.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I do like
The sauces.
a 99 is very, very specific.
Screwballs are pretty good too.
Yeah, I haven't had one since I was a kid. I'm not a big fan of bubblegum anymore. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like things I can't swallow. We're so childish.
I mean, you just served that in like a silver
I
plate.
know, yeah.
So
No, my favorite is Zap. Like not all of them do that.
Apple.
Zap.
You have an
Yeah.
apple flavored ice cream.
Zap. Zap. Which
To be fair,
is
Feast is pretty good.
Feast is not bad. Which is a Zap is like a fudge flavored. It's like a fudge ice cream, but it's like different colors and it's like and there's probably so many chemicals in there that kill you. But it's
Oh, bro.
I mean, if you've been eating that for your whole childhood and you're still alive, you're probably more
It's
toasted.
all about Twisters, man.
Twisters.
Twisters are so
Twisters
fucking
are so good. Twisters and Fabs.
Yeah,
Ah.
Fabs are well good too.
Even with the white bits and like that. the
I don't
white
know.
bit
For
in the
me,
middle and the
Twister
white-
is still the game in which like you have to put
Yeah.
things in like weird
We should
shapes
play
and
we should
eventually
play
ends up
Demure
in an
Twister
orgy.
one
Demure
day.
Twister and Livestream.
Do you want to
Whilst
see
eating
that?
Twisters.
Let us know in the comments.
How many Twisters can you twist?
Anyone think of an album called Twister? I can't.
Twist your.
I can think about
bones.
Twister's sister. Really good band from the
That
80s.
is true. Twister's
And which
sister.
this now does make an appearance in Cobra Kai season 3, which
Really?
Are
yes,
they?
yeah,
Ah.
which is a really good series. Go check it out.
I mean, there's the film, which is about Twisters,
Mm.
tornadoes. That's a pretty good film. To be fair. I'm looking for albums now.
And to be fair, Twister's sister is famous as well because this now the singer. When there was the committee in the US that basically wanted
Yeah,
to
it's all
ban a
familiar.
lot of rock music because of the lyrics being maybe too direct or maybe like having sexual reference and stuff. He's one of the ones that participated in the trial that brought to the parental advisory content sticker that now is getting put on some albums.
Oh yeah.
Despite the fact that like they kept the freedom of publication, lyric and musical content, so respect.
Well, respect. At least they gained the ability to
About
be able to
Parental
release.
advisory.
Yes, exactly. Which it was quite fun because especially I think like either him or Alice Cooper were accused of like having written a song about something like sexual, really heavy and stuff. He was actually talking about anxiety and like
Really?
dealing with anxiety.
That
so,
is something by Alice Cooper. I think I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, there's a lot of that, and like, they just don't understand like any of the references, you know. They don't like for like so many standard people. It's just they don't understand what people what they're trying to talk about in like songwriting. If they took 5 seconds to actually listen to the song instead of having an opinion.
I think actually, if you're talking about like sexualization in music, I think it's happening now more than ever.
Yeah,
to be honest.
100%.
It's, I would say it's happening now in the pop industry when it comes about like live performances and stuff.
That
Actually, because I remember just a few years ago, probably last year, I've seen a photo that was supposed to be a meme of like, imagine all the top female pop stars and Ed Sheeran. And like Ed Sheeran was wearing a proper suit and all the other female pop stars basically were wearing like shorts and like bras. And
Yeah.
like, okay, on the side they made a meme like, when you're the only guy who is left in the group project, so you're between all the girls, so
But I mean,
people
but I mean,
were meant to find it funny. But when you think about it, it's not that funny.
regardless of what they're wearing,
Yeah.
I think a lot of that comes from sort of an area of sort of body positivity and sort of that kind of thing as well. But I feel like lyrically it's going on a lot as well. I think in a lot of rap music today, you've got like people like you're just talking about like bitches and chains and cars, and it's like kind of puts the value, and it's like, oh, so this is what I'm meant to value, and it's like, no, bro.
Yeah, I think that's a big issue with, you know, I mean, it's been a part of music for a long time.
But
that's
the thing
fair.
is, it sells. You know,
Yeah.
if you're a teenage boy, you probably do want bitches, chains, and cars. So you're gonna listen to music like that. But how it influences you and makes you think as an adult when you're listening to that stuff from a child until you are, you know, it's questionable. You know, some people, I'm
Yeah.
sure it doesn't even do a thing to, but some people.
trap and hip hop can be really effective at like messages and stuff.
Don't get me wrong, yeah,
on the
I'm-
message behind
I'm-
it is.
I mean, I would say that a lot of
I'm not-
80s rock, to be fair, has this.
It does,
thing,
yeah,
like
I-
liking
I-
bleachers
that's
and
what
stuff.
I'm
Not
bringing
gonna
it back
lie.
I
to.
agree.
It definitely does. Like, there's a lot of objectification
There's a reason.
in 80s rock. There's a hell of a lot of it.
There's a reason why Steel Panther is considered a comedy band, is because they're taking the piss out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is quite.
I think there's
Yeah.
actually some people that get pissed off of Steve Panther anyway. But
Yeah.
like,
But,
but,
you,
but,
understand
but,
it's
but they're just
satire.
fun in that way.
Yeah.
you have to understand when you listen to a song like Glory Hole, it's written for comedic purpose.
I mean, like,
And actually, they're quite good.
Can you take seriously a song that is called Glory Hole? Despite the fact that they're actually really good. I mean, they're top level musicians, and like
Yeah. not bad.
that kind of comedy that they have is actually like top level comedy. But like you need to acknowledge that it's
Yeah, I
comedy.
think a lot of people just rip them off as another 80s like hair metal band, when in reality that's exactly what they're taking the piss out of.
Yeah,
And I lo-
which
and
is
I
great.
love-
Vinyl's done.
No.
So speaking of comedy music though, if you guys want to watch something funny, watch Bo Burnham. He's hilarious. Bo Burnham's brilliant. I love Bo Burnham.
Bo Burnham.
Yeah, he's very funny.
Is he the guy like the bartender from The Simpsons?
That's Mo, bro.
This is like
No, he does. He does.
To be fair, in there's a version, is either Mo or Bo. I think
Really?
depending on the season, they
Wow.
just change it at some point.
Really?
Yeah.
But yeah, Bo Burnham's got a lot of it's just like piano kind of songs. The thing is, like, they're funny, but they're also quite deep,
yeah.
which is good.
I think that's important.
Like Repeat Stuff's my favourite because he's basically talking about how like love songs are written so generic that they could be about anybody.
Yeah.
And that's only so it's like the part of the song that repeat stuff, repeat stuff, repeat stuff. And
It's
like,
not about
like,
anybody, it's about you.
Yeah. Mm.
Almost as if we're assuming that we know who the you that we're
'Cause
pointing out is.
everybody
Oh yeah, and
needs
I think one of the lines that's quite funny. It's like, I love your eyes and they're greenish, brownish, bluish colour.
Definitely.
Basically, I love eyes.
I love eyes.
Eyes. I will. Anyway,
Yeah.
that concludes our stream. Remember to go and check out Van Halen 1984,
Mhm.
but also Demure and our gigs and such coming up in the summer.
Demure 84.
Remember,
Buy the
17th. If you're in London, if you're not,
Yeah.
get to London.
Yeah.
If
Wherever
you live in
are.
another country, move to London.
Look, we're,
Yeah.
we're just all going to camp in Hyde Park afterwards.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
That's exactly what's going to happen. We're not going to have to drive our asses to
Mm.
another town very quickly soon after.
Okay.
Never
Yeah.
thought about
But
that.
anyway.
Anyway, we finished our
Thank
stream.
you, people.
A lot sends a lot of loves. Buy your tickets.
Well, I'm going to do a Queen wave.
Queen Wave.
Okay.
Queen Wave for Prince Albert. Queen Wave.
Prince Philip.
Prince Philip, that's the one, not Prince Philip. Bye!
Bye.
This boy spent too much time in a